I needed to find a quiet spot to record real quick. Today is January the 20th, 2024. It's 11:26 a.m. Now let me add that it's 18 degrees outside. Do you hear me, baby? It snowed last weekend, right? So the kids got a couple of free days from school. But it still wasn't 18 degrees, you hear me? Okay, so I'm outside in the cold early in the morning for free. Last Martin Luther King celebration, I took my daughters to be in the room with Dr. King's daughter and Malcolm's daughter. So how can I pass up an opportunity this year to serve at the Ronald McDonald house? And this isn't the first time I've done it, but the last time I did it with a church. And we did the same thing. We came on 4th of July and we fed and cooked. And the only thing that I can think about in this moment is I love being here for free instead of being here because I needed to be here because my kid was in the hospital and I had to stay in the Ronald McDonald house so I could be close to my kid. And when I think about how that could have been me, how it was close to being me, how I spent a week in the hospital in 2021 because they couldn't figure out where the seizures was coming from, but they was coming from basketball only, baby. They assured me without her medication, she will surely have a seizure. Surely have a seizure without her medication. And I had to mentally prepare myself to be in this hospital to invoke my biggest fear so that they could see where it was coming from. That was heavy. I had to pray to God. Let her go through my hardest, my most tragic memory. Let her go through that so they can see where they're coming from and they can fix it. And it was during COVID, so it was only 2 people allowed, the mother and the father. So it was me and the ex, locked in the hospital room, waiting for the worst of the worst to happen. Our biggest nightmare. Baby, I was in there 2 hours. I got cabin fever. I was rocking in the corner. I was like, I can't be locked up in this room this whole time. They had my baby chained to a bed. They had cords coming from her head to different machines. We were in a little room, smaller than a jail cell, and the most that she could do would be go to the bathroom and come back. And neither one of us wanted to leave her, but we knew we couldn't eat no hospital food. Hello? I think it was day 2, one of my sisters lives up there. She called and she was like, hey, come and get out the room. You need a break. And my daughter was like, please, mama, go. So had it been different, and had she actually had a seizure, because she didn't have a seizure, there was nothing showing the seizure. Like, they was like, you could stay another night. And one night I agreed to another night. And then she looked at me and she was like, bitch, I mean, in this motherfucking hospital bed all week long. Ain't no seizure came. You knew what no seizure gonna come. No seizure gonna come. I knew what. But we did this. We wrote it out. Now it's time to go home. But it's been times where I didn't know. I wasn't assured, and my biggest fears did happen. And I could have ended up in some place like this, without family, without friends, and some human compassion, some communication, because it doesn't take a lot. They need the communication. But the meal, being able to have a home cooked meal provided for you, you know, with all the fixings, but you also get to see something and talk to somebody. But to be able to be connected, to be like, thank you, God, I'm so grateful it wasn't me. Lord, this could have been me. Thank you, God, that it wasn't me. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to come back and to realize how blessed we truly are. Because it could have been me. I remember my cousins had a baby, and he was flown to another way hospital, and they had to rely on a place like this. And to be able to give back, I need to do more. I really do. I really, really do. But I don't take for granted for 1 single minute that it's not me. So if you can give back, if you could just think back. So, like, I was watching something where somebody said she was sober. And I was thinking, that could have been me. I could have been so stressed out and so overwhelmed with what was going on with my baby that I could have adopted an addiction, or I could have fell into depression. Like, thank God for what didn't happen. And I want to say, I realize that a lot of times when I'm out volunteering and doing stuff for other people, that my kids are neglected, just like Dr. Martin Luther King's daughters. I know what they had to sacrifice in not having their parent when they needed them the most. Hey.
What's up there?
But I think this is what Dr. King was about. Giving of yourself when you realize that could have been me.